With the government there clamping down on the media and forcing foreign journalists to leave the country, it's getting really difficult to get a clear picture. What we do know, the opposition is refusing to back down in its demand for a presidential election recount. With more, we're joined now by Homa Arjomand, an Iranian political activist. Good to talk to you.
Nice to have you.
So we have the government there clamping down on traditional media, but what we've seen that social networking sites such as Twitter and others have been the place to get information. I checked Twitter this morning, and on it there was a tweet from somebody who said, Thursday there will be a march. It's confirmed by Mousavi in memory of those killed. Location TBC, Sea of Green. So people are getting the information out some way, and I know that you've received a lot of email as well.
That's right. I receive over 600 emails for every single day, actually, and last night I received almost 700 emails, but some are from Iran and some are from across the world, and that's through no Sharia emails.
What are women in particular telling you?
The women, actually, they don't want the whole entire regime. The women want freedom and justice and equality between men and women. The women organizing themselves, they want the total separation of religion from state. The Mousavi has the flag of green flag, which represents the Islamic flag, and women, they don't want this green flag. They know green flag means law and regulation of Islamic, and they really burning the hijabs with the green flags.
So you're of the opinion, Ms. Arjomand, that things probably wouldn't have been any different for women anyway if Mousavi were the president right now, as opposed to Ahmadinejad?
Well, 100% sure. Doesn't matter who would come out. Mousavi is part of the same regime. He was the prime minister of prime ministers in Iran, and during his time in June 1988, over 100,000 executions happened. The teens, they were arrested, gang rapes by Revolutionary Guards, by posters, by sieges, and they were sent for execution the following day after being gang raped. So yes, during his time, nothing has changed. No reform came to power. And even for his wife, too, she was a political advisor for Khatami, and during her time, and she has 15 books, not even one paragraph talks about equality between men and women. Not even one book talks about the reform in law and family, in freedom of speech, nothing at all. So people know that doesn't matter who comes to power, still they be oppressed.
Are you surprised that the protests continue even after, you know, I'm sure there are some who thought, okay, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, but the protests continue. More and more people are coming out, even in the face of death.
That's true, and I'm not surprised at all. I was expecting that, and I knew sooner or later that would happen, and they will continue to come out, they will continue to rally, they will continue to chant down with dictator, down with entire regime, and freedom, freedom, and most of the slogans talks about this, and that proves that they want the whole entire regime gone. No matter what happens, they want the whole entire regime gone. No, we are not surprised. We know this is what we expect, and we know that that will continue up to the overthrow of the regime.
Well, this is what they want, but what do you think will happen here? Are we looking at incremental change, baby steps, or are you talking about a tidal wave of change coming out of this?
You know, baby step is not pleasing people in Iran at all. During the Khatami, the regime tried to buy some time, and for another 4 years he was save the Islamic regime in power. No, baby step doesn't work anymore in people. People in Iran are suffocating by Islamic rules and regulation. The women, students, youth, they are suffocating. They want to get rid of this regime no matter what. But what progress would come? And they know that in order to have the progressive change, they need to get rid of this regime. And they know for the fact, and that's why they're out in the street. They want big changes. They want huge changes. They want separation of religion totally from a state. They want changes. Equality between men and women is the first demand. Freedom of speech is the first demand. You know, all these things would never happen in Islamic regime of Iran.
Ms. Arjomand, thanks for coming in.
Thank